What constantly shocks and surprises us whenever a notable individual comes at a gathering or an event? For myself, it is the motorcade. Often viewed as a procession, these groups of automobiles mesmerize and astound bystanders with their exceptional driving abilities. If you've ever witnessed a presidential motorcade, it is something that you'll never forget. These are extraordinary and have always demonstrated the dignity of monarchy and the authority of the president or any member of their family. A presidential motorcade typically consists of 40 to 50 automobiles. In addition to the president, there may be cars transporting members of the president's immediate family, members of the press, White House, or Blue House officials, or any other high-ranking security personnel and VIP guests from renowned nations. Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. Today we'll be looking at the top 5 presidential motorcade fails. So, let's get started. Number 5. President Vladimir Putin's motorcade fail. This motorcade is neither destructive nor severe, but it is nonetheless regarded as one of the most perilous and unsuccessful presidential motorcades in history. The Russian president, Vladimir Putin, has just left the Kremlin accompanied by a massive motorcade. The motorcade included police cars, security vehicles, and limousines for secret operatives. What occurred was that there is a crossing near the Kremlin that must be cleared of traffic whenever a VIP or presidential convoy goes by. Now, who's responsible? I don't know whether to blame the public or the traffic cops, but there was a massive queue of vehicles in front of the motorcade. The president's convoy was forced to maneuver around traffic gaps that were deemed extremely hazardous due to the absence of any safety measures. In 2018, a similar incident involving Vladimir Putin's motorcade occurred when a police car in front of the convoy collided with another vehicle, killing on the spot the civilian driver of both vehicles. The police officer's driver was rushed to the hospital, but the doctors weren't able to save the citizen. Number 4. President Obama's motorcade failed. The incident involving President Obama that resulted in one of the worst motorcade failures in history occurred in 2012. It was so long ago that many may have forgotten about it, but those who observed it still shiver and have goosebumps while recalling it. When heading from the US Embassy in Dublin, Ireland to the Marine One helicopter to fly his ancestral home to the county, the president and his wife lady Michelle Obama's limousine, the Beast, hit a ramp before a bus was parked in front to obscure the view. Those who watched it were terrified since it was so frightening. They heard a sharp sound that almost sounded like a blast, and then the automobile got stuck on a metal protruding from the embassy's gate, causing it to crash down the ramp. The witnesses reported that they were able to view the accident's aftermath, and that the first pair was then relocated to another vehicle. According to a Secret Service agent, however, it was not the Beast, but rather a spare limousine. Therefore, the first pair was safe. Number 3. Another one of President Obama's motorcade mishaps. Casualties can occur during any significant event. Therefore, we must constantly be prepared for them. You never know what could happen in the next second, which is why so many people have been gravely injured or have even perished. One method to avoid such casualties would be to always be aware of your surroundings and to maintain composure when necessary. This may not have been understood by the individual on his way to a date who was apprehended by police after nearly colliding with Barack Obama's motorcade. This incident occurred in 2016 while Barack Obama was in New York City for an appearance on Jimmy Fallon's Tonight Show on NBC and a fundraising event. Daniel Provencio, a biker who was eager to meet his blind date, whilst listening to Carly Rae Jepsen's Call Me Maybe on his headphones, almost collided with the president's car as he passed Park Avenue with his motorcade. Police officers immediately apprehended and handcuffed him, and he was also issued a summons for disorderly behavior due to his disregard for society and attempts to injure the president. As this incident was occurring on the side of the road, the president's motorcade passed by peacefully but was nearly derailed due to the carelessness of some city bike cyclists. Number 2. President Pranab Mukherjee's motorcade got stuck in traffic. A motorcade passing through traffic is one of the most typical causes of extreme and dangerous situations. Such extremism increases when bureaucrats disregard superiors and develop a sense of complacency. Well, sometimes it's also the fault of the drivers who were operating the vehicles in the motorcade when a malfunction occurs. In 2017, this is precisely what transpired in the instance of India's president, Pranab Mukherjee. The president had to attend an event at ITC Maria at the beginning of the year, and he was on his way there with the entire convoy when the driver took a mistake turn and got stopped in traffic. Therefore, they were required to take the Eastern Metropolitan Bypass of Kolkata, but the driver became confused and instead chose the Park Circus connection route. Since it was not specified beforehand, the road they would be traveling on, the president's automobile and the motorcade were stopped in traffic for 4 or 5 minutes. Number 1. The King of Morocco's motorcade fails. Let me tell you about a typical occurrence in Morocco. You can personally deliver letters and personal greetings to the monarch. Yes, it poses a threat to the safety of the monarch or any other VIP, but it is a typical occurrence there. This incident occurred in 2019 when Pope Francis visited the country to promote the values of faith, strengthen the ties between Christians and Muslims, and express support for the nation's expanding immigrant population. The king was in the automobile in the middle of the procession, waving to the crowd as he normally does, while the Pope was in a different vehicle on the opposite of the road. The motorcade continued to Rabat, the capital of Morocco, where the king and the Pope visited the Hassan Tower in the city. When they're going by, a guy approached the motorcade with an envelope. This is highly unusual, as it is customary for commoners to have their messages delivered personally to the king. The man's attempt to break the motorcade and then pass an envelope was too bizarre and dangerous. He surged towards the king's automobile with such vigor that the people and the guards were terrified and alarmed. Consequently, the guards apprehended the individual, who upon further examination was discovered to be bringing a message to the monarch. Despite the fact that the monarch did not appear to have noticed, this is one of the most dangerous and significant presidential motorcade blunders in history. So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comment section below. Stay tuned, and we'll catch you in the next video.